Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Michael Carbone. I'm a business and immigration attorney on Staten Island, New York. And today I want to talk about proving a bona fide marital relationship with respect to an I-751 petition to remove conditions. Now, before I dive into this topic, if you have any questions, please drop a comment below. Otherwise, visit us at carboneattorneys.com. We have a button in the top right corner of our website. Click it, fill it out, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. So the I-751 petition to remove conditions is only applicable to green card holders that are considered to be conditional green card holders. So what makes your green card conditional? Now, if you were married to your spouse for less than 2 years at the time that you received your green card, you will be issued what's called a conditional green card. This means that before your 2-year green card expires, you must file the I-751 petition to remove those conditions and issue you a full 10-year green card. Now, as a part of this process, you do need to submit evidence that shows that you are in a bona fide marital relationship. What does this mean? So this term is not specifically defined in the immigration laws, but essentially it's a check on the validity and genuineness of your marriage. Now, that happened when you initially applied for the green card, but because you were married for less than 2 years at the time you received your green card, USCIS is going to check back in on your marriage to confirm that it's still legitimate and it's still a genuine marriage. So what can you submit with your I-751 petition to remove conditions to prove that you have a legitimate relationship? Now, caveat, if you have a legitimate relationship, this shouldn't be difficult. Essentially, what you're going to do is you're going to collect all of the documentation that shows that you have been building a life together with your spouse. So what documents are relevant? What documents are helpful to submit with this petition? Number one is joint documentation, so joint financial statements. These can be bank accounts, investment accounts, anything that shows that you are sharing and joining assets together, you and your spouse. Also, joint tax returns as well. Next, you want to include documentation that you've moved in together. So whether it be a lease agreement with both of your names on it, a deed to property that you purchased together with your spouse, a mortgage, obviously, unless you could afford to pay for your house in cash. You can also submit copies of health insurance policies where you're both listed as beneficiaries. If you've drafted wills or trusts, or powers of attorney giving each other, items from your estate, or giving each other authority to have power of attorney over your affairs. These are all helpful documents to show to USCIS that you are in a legitimate marriage. People that just get married to get papers usually don't envelop their lives with this other person. They're not going to join assets. They're not going to buy property together. Also, if you have children together, include the birth certificates. That's usually a slam dunk. If you're willing to have a child with someone, there's a good chance that you are in a legitimate marriage, a bona fide marital relationship, according to USCIS. Next, you'll want to include photographs of things that you've done together with your spouse, vacations, trips, concerts, family gatherings. Anything where you are together and you've been photographed together is extremely helpful in proving this requirement. Finally, you can include affidavits from friends and family that are familiar with your marriage, that have known you for quite some time, and can comment and talk about how well they know you together as a married couple. And lastly, for some people, you might need to get creative and think outside the box to come up with additional documentation. That could be joint membership in an organization, religious activities that you're doing together. Maybe you've adopted a pet together and there's paperwork that has both your names on it. So that's it. When it comes to proving that you are in a bona fide marital relationship, you'll want to include documents that show that you are building a life together and that you've combined your assets and that you are a legitimate couple. If you like this video and you want to see more, please like, subscribe, and I'll keep making them.